The following high-definition presentation of Beacon Sports is brought to you by Beacon Academy, an elite group of students destined to bring you the future of better broadcasting.
Pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome to game number 4 here at Elgin Community College Event Center. It's the NJCAA Region 4 Men's Basketball Division II District B Championship game featuring the Triton College Trojans and the South Suburban Bulldogs. A lot of sponsors to identify, namely Jersey Mike's, Wise Guys Pizza, Colonial Cafe, Burger King, Pepsi, Applebee's, and Wingstop, just to name a few. It's going to be me, Ben Erickson, alongside Cully Payne for this one. Brandon Giese had the play-by-play for the last game. Cully, it was a thriller.
It was. I mean, it's one of those games that the fans love. If you're watching it, you love it. Offensive juggernaut game.
And it was. We're getting the starting 5 now for the Triton College Trojans. Cully, they've got a 24-8 record. A lot of guys with even scoring as far as averages are concerned. We've got Donovan Smith, a 6'9" freshman, Paul Bean, a 6-foot sophomore, Nick Norton, a 6'6" freshman, Devontae Taylor, a 6'5" freshman, and Chad McDowell, a 6'5" sophomore. Triton is coached by Steve Christensen, and associate head coach is Plato DeMacos. Now we're going to get that starting 5 for the South Suburban Bulldogs. They are 25-5 on the 13-14 season, and they are going to start 5 sophomores, a little bit different than Triton. There's some of the youth movement there with 3 freshmen. First man off the bench is number 10, 6-foot sophomore Anthony Strickland. So you get a chance to see the Trojans getting fired up in the huddle there on the screen. Next player off the bench is number 23, 6'1" sophomore Antonio Levy. Next man up is number 30, Corbin McLean, 6'1" sophomore. He'll be followed by Marius Hopkins, who's also a 6'3" sophomore. And then finally, we're going to see Jalen Brown, wears number 50, 6'8" sophomore, one of the taller men in this leg of the tournament. And Cully, this is the last leg before you go to the national championship tournament in Danville, Illinois. We've already got one men's team going from this region, and the outcome of this game will decide the second team that'll represent down in Danville.
Absolutely. This is one of those games that the coaches, the players, the fans, the intensity, everyone knows what it's about, and there's no better place to be than these two teams in this situation here.
Right here at Elgin Community College Event Center. ECC, of course, opened in 1949. The campus is huge compared to the way it was even when I was here just 15 years, 16, 17, 18 years, whatever it was. But this beautiful event center, of course, athletic director Kent Payne, I think you know him, and all the other fine folks that work here. And we're just a few seconds away from opening tip, fresh 20 on the clock. And away we go. Tip controlled by Triton. Here they come. Ball's handled by Devontae Taylor. Kicks it over to Paul Bean. Dribbles with the left, swings it over to McDowell. Now into the corner to Taylor. Ball is tipped out of his hands, and just like that, a turnover. And the Bulldogs making their way left to right, wearing the solid white home jerseys with navy blue trim. Triton solid black, maroon, and gold. Down in the corner near side, it's Levy, kicks it out up top with the key to McLean, back of the rack, no good. The putback effort by Hopkins is good, and he gets his team on the board. First 2 points of the game.
I think that very obvious right away is South Suburban is very organized, guard orientated. They're looking to go in and out. It's really going to be a good offensive battle again, second game tonight.
McDowell takes it all the way in through traffic, up with the left, no good. Rebound controlled by those Bulldogs. Up top, Strickland. Gonna swing it around this way. Brown for 3 off the front part, it's no good. So a couple of decent looks, but nothing doing for South Suburban. As you said, guard oriented. They are not as big as Triton. as that one is up and away by Donovan Smith. It's no good. And now Strickland's going to set up the offense. 5 sophomore starters, calls out the play above the forehead. Let's see what they have in store. Swinging far side. Levy!
Big three. This game, we're going to see a lot more organized play. A lot of play-oriented sets and a lot of threes, as we've seen right away. We've seen 4 of them already shot in 2 minutes of time.
Antonio Levy connecting on that one. Now you, a former Division I basketball player, how is the intensity of the situation of a game of this magnitude, how does that affect your play positively or negatively?
Absolutely. I think positively, when games like this, you're going to see the best players rise to the top. The guys who have been great all year are going to make plays down the end, especially in the second half, to really help their team win. And we're going to see other guys kind of shy away from that. And so really, the team with the most guys that are going to step up and enjoy the spotlight is going to be able to rise to the top today.
That right there might be an example of too much energy as Corbin McLean picks up the feet and travels. And here comes Triton. Like you said, primetime players show up for the primetime games.
Exactly. The lights are the brightest when they're around.
Strong move into the lane, but Smith has it taken away, and here come the Bulldogs again as they slow things down here into a half-court offense. Brown's got it. Gets it over to Levy. These guys aren't afraid to shoot the 3, and why not? That one's good. Levy's 2 for 2 in that department.
I think it's going to come down, like we said earlier, guard play. Levy has 2 great moves. They got the guards interchanging on the bottom, trying to get them open, coming off wings. And that's going to be a very important aspect to their game.
McDowell takes it in up with the left, no good. Strong rebound ripped down by Jalen Brown. No look pass, that was a dandy to Hopkins off the glass, no good. But the putback by Levy, who's right there is. Levy's got 8. I'll tell you, with all the high school games that we do on highschoolcube.com, it's great to do a college game off a nice spin move there by Nick Norton to see how much faster the play is, and I gotta imagine the next level you go up, it gets even faster.
Absolutely. The higher you rise from the junior college level to the mid-division 1 to the high division 1, the speed and the size and the strength is something that really changes as the levels go up.
Runner there by Levy is no good. Here come the Trojans. Through traffic, up with the left is McDowell. It's no good. And nothing doing on the offensive rebound side for the Trojans right now. For 3! Off the back part, you heard it at home, no good. It is 10-5, 15-51. Pretty quick played first half so far in this Region 4 championship from Elgin Community College.
I have to say that Levy and McDowell have taken every shot for both teams so far.
Brown ends up with it there as the ball's turned over, is able to slow down in mid-flight and gets his first bucket of the evening. It's 12-5. And Triton slows things down here a little bit. Thanks for being aboard here on highschoolcube.com. Wherever you may be watching in the world, another nice spin move. And connecting is number 21, Devontae Taylor, the 6'5" freshman.
That's a great move, especially for a freshman, to be able to come off the dribble, that being a bigger guy, and take the contact and still finish.
Gotta imagine these guys probably spent a lot of time playing some high-level AAU type basketball as Jalen Brown connects for 3. Looks like we've got a foul down low there. Both players jockeying for position.
Very physical down there to start off the game right away. And as we kind of all know, that the college emphasis this year is hand checking and having your hands off. And so I think that's definitely going to come into play right away for the big guys to clean that up.
Triton getting it in. It's Nick Norton far side right in front of the South Suburban bench for 3, hanging up there, back part, no good. Nearly gets his own rebound, but South Suburban ends up with it. Levy's got it. Through traffic, skip, hop, and a jump, left-hand glass, good. How about that? Levy, who averages 20 points, Cully, he has got 10 in the first half.
I mean, that's great for them, but for Troy, that's not a good sign. Their best player already kind of be on a roll.
Bean was trying to get something going there, last touched and kicked by South Suburban, so Trojans going to keep it on the left side of the court to get a chance to look at Anthony Strickland, 6-foot sophomore for South Suburban, has not scored yet this evening. And this, the final game of the night. We had a thriller right before this one, as it was Carl Sandberg advancing down to Danville. Ball kicked and stripped up the floor. Here we go. It is Hopkins with the right, spins around, nearly goes, but the putback by Jalen Brown on the follow is good, and that's going to draw a Trojan timeout. They just got to slow down the momentum.
Right away, I think their biggest Achilles heel right now is going to be turnovers. South Suburban is just really capitalizing for open layups, open breaks on turnovers for points that they shouldn't be giving away this early in the game, and now down 19-7.
A chance to see the replay here. Coming right at us is Hopkins, spins, nearly gets it to fall, but look at the trailer in Brown as he puts it back. And much to the delight here on the Jersey Mike replay is that South Suburban bench. And these guys have got to be absolutely jacked. It's a long season. It all comes down to tonight's. In postseason play, it's winner take everything. And unfortunately, one of these teams is going to head home.
Absolutely. And right now, South Suburban's on a great run, and the defensive intensity is there. You can just see it in their bench. Just from me and you being up here, just observing the whole thing, there's just a lot more intensity and effort being put forward here that's going to need to be changed if Troy's going to get back in this game right away.
How hard is it to maintain that energy for 40 minutes halftime in between?
It's extremely hard, especially for the players on the court with the ups and downs.
Offensive foul there. Chad McDowell might have lowered the shoulder a little bit. But I got to imagine for 40 minutes to maintain that momentum. We have not had any substitutions yet. So,
especially 13 minutes into a game, the game's flying by here with not many fouls and a lot of open break layups for South Suburban. One thing South Suburban has going for them is their bench, bringing great energy for them, which will obviously feed off the crowd they have here tonight too.
Levy got his man to commit, dishes off to number 30, Corbin McLean, as that ball is tipped out of bounds. The Trojans are going to bring it right to left. Special thanks to all the sponsors here this evening: Wise Guys Pizza, Wingstop, Country Donuts, Applebee's, Colonial Cafe, Pepsi, Burger King, and of course, Jersey Mike's. Beans got it, gives it off to Norton. Norton going to take it himself, switches from the left to the right. Can he get it to fall? It won't go down. Gravity said no, not this time, but at any rate, Cully's going to head to the line. Nick Norton, good penetration.
Yeah, that's a great drive. Very strong physical move is what they really need right now to get inside and get to the line when things aren't falling and get some points on the board with the clock stopped.
Norton brings pretty good size, 6'6" freshman for Triton. As he lets the first one go from the forehead, that rattles around and it's good. He's got 3 points tonight. First substitution now for the Trojans. It's number 55, Isaiah Grace, 6'8" freshman. Another big guy coming in. And the next one by Norton. That one gets the shooter's roll. 4 points for him, and he brings it within 10. There we go, left to right across that Spartan at center court. Corbin McLean with it. Gets it to Levy. Levy back to McLean. And Strickland with it now.
I think one of the things we can see right away is how Troy's trying to switch up the defense here, trying to change the momentum as they went to 2-3 zone and just caused a turnover, which is kind of the whole point of them changing it up.
Yeah, I gotta imagine you gotta be pretty savvy with your basketball knowledge to be able to react to those defensive switches as they happen.
Exactly. You gotta really know, as a point guard, know what's going on and communicate that to your teammates, just not yourself.
Pretty good ball movement now as Bean gives it away. Strong move, but it's taken away by Levy, and here he goes, 2-on-2, up with the left. What a move there by number 10, Anthony Strickland, the sophomore, has got 2 points tonight.
That was a great pass by Levy. Almost could have took a contested layup, but decided to give it up for a wide open layup. That was a great leadership move.
Nice bounce pass, low post play. It's knocked out of bounds, last touch by South Suburban. And what a way to spend a Saturday night. NJCAA Region 4 Championship action right here on highschoolcube.com. Cully, we're going to talk about your basketball career as we get a little bit deeper into this game. Because up until about a month ago, I think the last time I saw you, you were like 12 years old and you were running on some treadmill that was going like 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, I was
a lot of speed.
Basketball for me has been my life. Up until recently, I've kind of changed it and just had to go a different direction with my life, in the business world, which I'm really enjoying right now. But obviously, this is my love, and this is something that I've done for 22 years, very faithfully.
You had mentioned between games that you've spent over 20 years of your life in this gym.
Absolutely. And me and my father, Kent, we spent hours upon hours. I can tell you where every dead spot was on this floor, just from pure experience.
Outstanding. Basketball family through and through. Your sister, a Division I basketball player, and little brother, I hear lost the game last night, but conference championship coming up.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. We're basketball around Mount Play, DePaul, and as you said, my brother and sister both play, and we just kind of, it's been in our blood forever, and very competitive nature on and off the court, as I got my brother and sister home for spring break. It's always it's a good time to kind of bond and hang out with them.
That's right, I heard it was Grandma's birthday last night, your brother's birthday as well, I think. Is that lay-in off the glass is good? By number 24 for the Trojans, that's Daryl Howell, snuck into the game on us. And a timeout called by South Suburban, and it's a Wingstop timeout. Whether you crave regular wings, boneless or boneless strips, you enjoy wings that are always cooked to order, crispy and piping hot. They'll sauce them and toss them. Any of their signature flavors, it's a slam dunk eating experience. Whether it's zesty lemon pepper or original hot, Wingstop has 10 mouth-watering sauces to satisfy any craving. What do you see here, Cully, as things transpire here on the screen?
Yeah, as we see right here, as he decides to throw it inside, that play right there, he's fumbling it, and it turns out to be a turnover. Instead of just gaining possession, instead of throwing it here and just gaining possession of it, you really just need to hold on and calm everything down instead of trying to make a play when things are scattered around.
Somewhere John Madden is twitching.
Yeah,
you were on that telestrator, young man. Nicely done. All right, that pass picked off right into the hand, stays on this half of the floor by South Suburban. Hopkins with it, tries to take it baseline, nothing doing, kicks it out to Levy for three, back part no good, rebound controlled by the black, maroon, and gold. Bean with it, quick dribble with the left, kicks it back out to Grace, that's Isaiah Grace, the big tall southpaw, lets it go, hits the top part of the backboard, nearly tipped in, stripped and fouled, and it's gonna send Norton back to the line. 10-point advantage for Triton.
Norton did a great job that time, really getting in there and tipping it around and able to finally gain possession, go up strong, and draw the foul.
So you're the former Hawkeye and Rambler.
I am.
Played at a couple of Division I schools, some Big Ten basketball, and then finished up at Loyola. Got to imagine the Division I playing experience would blow a lot of people's minds if they could kind of experience what you've had along the way.
Absolutely. I mean, it's an experience that has a lot of joys and a lot of ups to it. Flying privately and doing those cool, going different places.
And it's your life. I mean, basically full-time job
all
and
the time.
full-time student.
I mean, I'd say we get to the gym at 12 and you weren't leaving until 6 o'clock at night, on top of classes that we're putting around that. But it's a lifestyle, and I really enjoy it. And basketball's been great to me. It's a game that I forever love.
Traveling violation on Strickland. Nick Norton flawless from the free throw line on the other side of things, and now these Triton Trojans are going to have another opportunity going right to left with 11 minutes left here in the first half. Ben Erickson alongside Cully Payne for this one. Your maiden voyage in broadcasting, and you're quickly finding out that anybody can do this.
Yeah, this is my first time. I have to say, my second time. My first time was the first game today, but I'm slowly catching the hand onto it.
Get a Wise Guys replay right here, and you see that pivot foot might have got picked up there. Anthony Strickland not happy about it. The Trojans were, as they've got it back. Norton far side. Got another new man in there, and Tyree Washington, who has recently checked in. Norton gets it away. Do they count it? They do. Wow, Ken Norton there gets it to, or Nick Norton, I'm sorry, spins around, gets it up and in, and he's going to the line for and one.
That was an absolute great move. And you can kind of see Nick is getting more aggressive as the South Suburban kind of ran up on him quick. He's got back-to-back baskets here, really attacking the rim and making a great spin move to get there, and then finishing it off.
And one is good. He's got 9 points tonight. Hear coaches and scouts talk about length. You look at some of these Triton players, they've got some length.
They got some length. And that's a great advantage, especially on the inside and the zone that they're playing now, which has been good to them so far.
Get into those rebounding situations. Those guys with length can kind of do the Dennis Rodman and keep tipping it to themselves and ultimately end up with it.
Definitely, especially inside the zone too. They're really going to be able to cause a lot of havoc.
For 3, front part no good, put back no good. South Suburban ends up with it, but off the feet and kicked out of bounds. Off of number 24, Lavelle Boyd, 5'11" guard from Farragut, who's now into the game for South Suburban. Good chance to see the replay here as it goes right off the leg. Couple of men down to the floor. We've seen that a lot today. Bodies flying everywhere. Here's the reverse angle. You see it trickle out of bounds right there. 2 men on the floor. Back we are to live action. highschoolcube.com. Nice interior pass from Levy to number 5, Washington. And a timeout is called. Didn't see, did Washington end up getting that basket?
Yeah, he did, yep. That was a great pick and roll situation at the top. He was able to come off and draw that other big guy to step up, and that allowed the big guy to roll, and you were having a wide open layup.
Some of the fans here on the near side are calling for the traveling violation, I think, on that. But it wasn't called, no whistle on that one. We've got the split screen, both teams in the huddle right now. 21-18, the lead has been cut significantly as South Suburban only trails now by 3.
Troyton's really kind of slowed down. Got big games like this, you always got the nerves, you got the additional energy, knowing the national championship games are right down the street here. If you can win this game, they finally kind of came into their own here and cut this lead dramatically fast.
Talked about it a little bit in the women's game earlier in the day. Sometimes you play in these big games a step right before the national championship tournament. Win or lose, you feel like you can get there every year, but that's just not the case.
Exactly.
These opportunities don't come often.
Yep, and I think both of these teams and coaches, I'm sure, have expressed that to them, that they need to seize this moment and give it everything they got, is which why we see a lot of bodies on the floor every single play, knowing the importance of it.
Boyd for 3 doesn't connect, and here comes Triton. Daryl Howell does the ball handling for Triton. And he spins around and gets the bucket. Coming back this way now, Howell in the scoring column for the first time. Nice lob pass down low. Up with it is Brown, and he is fouled and going to the line.
Even though that was a foul, I think Troyton's really doing a great job of when that ball gets inside, they're really collapsing hard and closing out to the shooters really well, which is kind of putting South Suburban in a prediction that they need to live and die by the 3-point line. And that's always a tough thing.
One of those quick inbound passes there where we've seen that a lot in recent years. Just a quick pass there.
It's a smart play.
Brown ends up with the basket. Boyd is checked out. Strickland is back into the game for South Suburban. Left-handed shot up off the glass is no good, and here come the Bulldogs. 3-on-2, bounce pass left side, up in the air is Brown, swatted but fouled, and he is going to head to the line with 8:46 left here in the first half. And actually, that was McLean. I'm sorry, McLean ended up on the ground, and he's going to head to the line for the Bulldogs. A couple of South Suburban players in the backcourt over here, getting some direction from coach. It's John Pagatti, who has a host of assistants: Mark Carpenter, Audrey Olias, Jonathan Franks, Carvel Bailey, Omar Vasquez. That is a staff.
It is, and you can definitely tell they're very well coached, and every aspect of the game has been scouted, which is a big thing as you go from high school to college and you keep moving up levels. Scouting and preparing for the game is such an important aspect of the game.
1 for 2 from the line, lane violation that time by one of the South Suburban players, so hit or miss, that one doesn't going to count for anything. Coming across now, right to left, is Howell. Pass down low, good presence underneath in the low post, shot off the glass, no good, but the tip in by number 5, Washington. Tyree Washington is good, the 6'7" freshman. A lot of youth on this Trojans team. They've only got 2 sophomores on the roster.
That's promising for them this year and next year. Troy's guards are really stepping up here. They're able to get these big guys open shots, which is going to be important from down the line.
2-point game. Bodies on the floor, it's turned over. Here come the Trojans in transition all the way up and off the glass. It was Howell again. He's fouled. And Howell is going to go back to the line. You get a chance to see him right there. Daryl Howell, 6'1" freshman guard out of Peoria, Illinois. Coming right at you here in the Jersey Mike's replay. And you see the foul committed there. Had to be by Javante Hazlitt. Here's number 44 for South Suburban. First one away is good. And Howell in his first trip to the line so far, 1 for 1.
As we saw earlier today in the first game, which was a thriller towards the end. Free throws are so important coming down this half and especially next half.
It's almost one of those things sometimes that becomes one of those cliche mandatory afterthoughts. Get into that locker room. Fellas, if you only would have hit your free throws, it would be right there.
And being a player, I can tell you that coaches love to look at that stat sheet and say, we had this many opportunities and we only made this many. It's kind of, if we did this, if we did that kind of situation.
Right inside the free throw line is Levy. He connects on that one. And he has got 12 points through this first half. 26-23. South Suburban recaptures the lead. Nice strong move. Official says that he is fouled. Looks like by number 55. Excuse me, that's number 44, I think, with the foul. As we saw the replay there, and a substitution. Foul was on the floor, not of the shooting variety.
As we see here, South Suburban's kind of went to a 2-3 zone, trying to slow down these guards' penetration, which has kind of been hurting them, and they get a turnover and result.
Looking up the floor, far side, Levy brings it over here. Swing it around. Trying to go strong into the lane, but the ball taken away from Brown. There's Norton, crossover dribble with the right, that's good.
That was a great strong move, once again, from him, being able to take the contact and finish.
Norton with 11, he's bested his season average by 2 points. He's right around a 9.1 point per game guy. Like you said, Cully, the primetime guys are going to show up for these big games.
Yeah, these big games are always fun to see. Kind of what I always call it, the cream rises to the top here.
Lofty three, looking for the foul, doesn't get it, but somehow he connects. Antonio Levy, are you kidding? 3 threes for him in the first half.
It's one of those, the coach is holding his head in his hands. He makes it, and everything's changed.
It looks worse on videotape later. How much videotape do you guys break down at the higher levels?
Higher levels, we spend countless hours, at least an hour a day, 2 hours a day during season breaking down film.
We're going to take a look at that fadeaway three-pointer here on highschoolcube.com. See Levy coming off, tried to draw the contact. A little bit of a sales job there, but he gets the three nonetheless. I wonder if he called class.
I don't know. The bank is open tonight, that is for sure.
29-25, South Suburban with the lead, bringing it across half court is Levy, who just connected on that three. You saw it on the replay. Far side, Johnny Stevens has checked into the game. Now right in front of us, Jalen Brown. Did he call glass? I don't know, but it's a three nonetheless. Jalen Brown, his second three-point field goal of the half.
The bank is open, Ben. That's 2 in a row.
32-25, and that's what those three-pointers do. All of a sudden, you find yourself up 7. Tried to drive baseline on the far side was number 55 for Triton, Isaiah Grace. He is pushed out of bounds.
5 minutes left. It's 32-25. And the amount of threes and scoring we would have, I would think that score would be 50-60 with the speed of this game right now.
Yeah, both these teams, decent averages, scoring each game. South Suburban averaging about 81.5 points. Triton 75.9 points. As that shot is no good. As we are in the bonus. And the 1-and-1 doesn't go for Isaiah Grace.
As we kind of see here, South Suburban's a little stagnant. I think it's the zones really kind of throwing them off a little bit. Sometimes you don't see a lot of zone.
Now that's one way to
bring them out.
Draw things back to a
Absolutely.
man-to-man. Antonio Levy, his 4th three-point field goal of the half. And we're at the 5-minute mark here. Whistle and a traveling violation.
Yeah.
So you talked about the hand checking rule, which I swear to you, earlier in the season, it seemed like every trip down the floor there was a whistle. The officials were all over it. It seems like it's been a little bit more relaxed, or the officials are just kind of figuring out how and when to make that call.
Yeah, I think that's how it usually goes. They get that big emphasis, and obviously they come out during the season and, hey, we're going to show everyone this is the rule. And as the time goes on, they kind of loosen it up, knowing that the game's going to take 4 hours if you call every foul.
Brown shot the last trip down was no good. South Suburban Bulldogs back. Brown nearly picks it up. Down in the corner for 3 is Hopkins, no good. Tried the one-hand rebound, and a foul is called. 35-25. South Suburban back to that 10-point lead. South Suburban started the game out in control. Trojans came screaming back, and now South Suburban has extended that lead back to double digits.
Absolutely, and I think it's the barrage of threes they've had. The 2 banks, Levy's got 4, and you kind of can see that the zone's starting to extend a little bit, trying to stop some of these threes.
For 3, and nothing but the bottom of the net. Johnny Stevens hits a 3.
That's a big one. It was just a couple minutes ago, as we have a timeout here by Troy. A couple minutes ago, it was a close game, and 4 or 5 threes, things changed fast, especially at the pace of this game.
And did a little math, 7 3-pointers for South Suburban. And as you said, Triton's going to have to try to come out and do something about that, because they have certainly proven that they can hit the 3. Got to thank another one of our sponsors, Wise Guys Pizza, located in South Elgin. They've got half-price pizzas on Monday, and again on Thursday, dine-in only. And Tricky Tuesdays with magician Don Bothwell every other Tuesdays, lunch specials every day. That's Wise Guys Pizza. Check them out at I'mAWiseGuy.com. We certainly thank them for taking care of the crew today, along with the other sponsors, Country Donuts, Applebee's, Colonial Cafe, locations all over the Fox Valley area. And Jersey Mike's, our signature sponsor tonight. As we said, taking care of this crew of high school students producing this game. We produced the regional championships last year in this area, of which we saw your brother, Quentin Payne, had a couple of nice dunks. And the putback effort that time was Donovan Smith. So good job trailing and putting that one back. Donovan is just 6'9". So talk about length, he was right there to do the deed.
And to my surprise there, Detroit is still in this zone. And I don't know if that's because they're kind of fearing the guard play of the speed of these 3 guards, which have most of their threes.
Down in the corner, another 3, that rattles around. Putback effort, no good. So that time it pays off. 38-27, 11-point advantage. That one is a little short off the front part, no good, falling to the ground, but fouled from behind was number 34, Marius Hopkins, and it was Nick Norton guilty of that foul. Norton picks up his first foul of the evening. 3:17 left here in the first half.
As South Suburban makes a sub here, they have 4 guards, it looks like, here against this zone, which could be interesting with the barrage of threes that they got going on right now.
Far side, Stevens, who hit a 3 just a few game moments ago. Hoping to bring you a special interview at the half. We'll tell you about it as we get closer, as that runner right there is good. Antonio Levy, who is quickly filling up my scoring column here in the first half. He's got 20 points through this first half. Norton hanging baseline, no good, near side. Rebound taken down by the Bulldogs again. Looking up the floor, there's Levy with it. Switches from the right back to the left, give him 22 points on the night.
And there we are talking about the pace of the game again. Getting the rebound outlet and Levy within 3 dribbles, getting down the court efficiently and fast.
He averages 20 points. He's at 22 through the first half. Norton with it. Tries to get it inside. It's swatted away. And swatted away again. More bodies on the floor. Looks like a whistle and a foul from behind is going to be called on number 24, Lavelle Boyd, the 5'11" guard out of Farragut. Let's take a look at the replay. The Colonial Cafe replay. Yeah, he got in there and caught some of the arm play.
Being a coach, you don't mind those fouls. Willing to hustle it down and make an effort is kind of what you're looking for, especially from your guards.
Off the back part on the 1-and-1, it's no good. Just 2 minutes left in the first half. As I said, we hope to talk to Alicia Mikulski as we get closer to the half. A very special trainer that's here tonight. We'll tell you why when we get to it. Alicia Mikulski hanging in the air, putting it off the bottom part of the rim is Hopkins, nothing doing. Here come the Trojans, up the floor to Norton, too much. Goes out of bounds, 42-27.
Those are the turnovers as a coach. You're already down a decent amount, a minute 36. You really want anything to go your way, being down this amount, with it being 42-27 South Suburban.
Always interesting to see how the team that's trailing comes out of that halftime locker room. And as we said, can South Suburban maintain the energy for 40 whole minutes? We'll see.
I think one thing is helping South Suburban is their fan crew in front of us. Kind of pushing them along here as they're doing well.
Yeah, it's the Lavelle Boyd pep crew, apparently.
Yeah.
As that three is good, Jalen Brown connects for the 3rd time from beyond the arc. 45-27. They've almost kicked it out to a 20-point advantage. Just a minute left from way back. Paul Bean connects. Bean's got 5 points tonight. Cross half court, 47 seconds left. It is Lavelle Boyd who brings the fans en masse, bringing it across, gets it over to McLean. Now down low, inside to Brown, looking outside in the corners. Boyd looking for it. Brown couldn't find him. Rebound taken down by Stevens, and he has it taken away. And here come those Trojans in Bean around the back. Ball taken away by Levy. Look at this guy go with the left, switches, keeps it in the left hand, and puts it up. Antonio, slow down, I'm running out of ink. 15 seconds left here in the first half. Wow.
This is a big possession for them here, just to get something going.
Bean for 3 off the far right side, no good. We're gonna have a baseball launch up in the rafters. It's no good, and after the first half of play, it's South Suburban 47. And Triton College 30. Tell you what, let's take a timeout, see if we can go find the interview. I'll update you on all the totals coming here from Elgin Community College in the Event Center, the NJCAA Region 4 Men's Finals. Whoever wins tonight, punching their ticket, going down to Danville. We'll be back on highschoolcube.com right after this. Hey, basketball fans, Ben Erickson courtside here at Elgin Community College in the Event Center. You've been watching an exciting game so far, but what's even more exciting is the person I've got here with me. It's Alicia Mikulski. She's a trainer, and you had training duty about a month or so ago at Oakton Community College, and something incredible happened. You were able to do something that probably nobody in this whole room has ever had the chance to do, and let's kind of set up the night. One of the ECC men's basketball players appeared to faint on the sideline. His coaches tended to him, but when you got on the scene, what did you find out?
When I first got to him, he slowly had small breath and kind of an erratic heartbeat. A few seconds later, he did not have a heartbeat or was breathing.
And we see under your chair over there, you've got an AED, which you never go anywhere without. You administered AED to a player that didn't have a heartbeat, essentially dead on the floor. What were those moments like when you were dealing with something that you probably maybe in the back of your mind, you've probably seen some terrible injuries being an athletic trainer, but nothing like that?
No, I've never seen anything quite like that. In my mind, it was just one of those situations where I had to sit down and take a deep breath and go through my training. So I, step by step, had to do the AED and then CPR.
AED kicked in, and it essentially revived the player, and you saved the guy's life. What does that feel like, being a lifesaver? I mean, he's a young man in his early 20s. He's doing really well right now, and it's probably all because of you.
It's part of the job, and I know people say I know it's more than part of the job, but it is. But it's nice. It's good to see him doing so well, and unfortunately may not be able to play basketball in college, but he's got his life ahead of him.
He's alive, and that's what's important. Alicia Mikulski, thanks for being here. You are a lifesaver. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we're back here at Elgin Community College Event Center, site of this Region 4 final game between the Triton College Trojans and the South Suburban Bulldogs. It's South Suburban 47, presently led by Antonio Levy with 24 points against the Triton Trojans 30. Cully, we've got another replay we've got to take a look at here. Bring this thing up and see what's going on now. All right. Who am I looking for here? Where are you?
Should have took the charge. The one on the ground.
That's you rolling around on the ground.
Absolutely.
There. Okay. All right, here we go. That's you laying on the floor. You're clearly upset. You're confused. Inbounds play coming. Let's look at this. Look at this young guy right here. And there you go. And you tell me what's going on.
I was just trying to get it off.
Where is this at?
This was where was this?
Like he doesn't know, folks. Look at that. Drains it from 3/4 of the way back. There's a guy who doesn't even look like he's wearing a shirt right here. He's going nuts. How about that?
You know what? Texas was the number 2 team in the country at this time, and it was tied up at halftime.
Taking care of business.
It was.
How was that going into the halftime locker room?
It was great. It was great for us. Second half didn't plan out as well, but it was. Not too many people get to say they played number 2 team in the country.
Well, we've got more surprises in store for you. We've actually obtained video of your first bath. I mean, this is going to be huge. Now, what about this?
Ball taken away by Payne.
I think he carried it.
Looking for a lane.
Who's this guy?
Takes it with the left hand, strong with the right, throws it down. How about that? Quentin Payne, exclamation points.
Wow.
Let's just say I never had that athletic ability.
Man, yeah, that was at that regional game that I was talking about. And where is young Quentin playing these days?
He's over at Ball State University up in Muncie, Indiana.
Muncie, Indiana. All right. So that's our walk down memory lane and our family portrait there. Back to live action, NJCAA Region 4 action. Video courtesy of YouTube, and the other one courtesy of us on highschoolcube.com. Oh, that's good stuff.
It is.
We had that planned for
I knew.
90
I heard
minutes.
it was on the. I heard about it.
That one rattles around for Strickland, and he opens up the second half, extending the lead to 19 for South Suburban.
Detroit's really going to have to change their defense or step it up at that end of the floor.
Cradling it and hanging is Paul Bean, and Bean's got 7. 49-32. Thanks for joining us here on highschoolcube.com. Ben Erickson alongside Cully Payne for this one. We just saw the 3/4 shot that he connected with. Lob pass, down low, up and in, and it is good. Marius Hopkins, who's now got 4 points. As we said, Antonio Levy leading all scorers tonight. He's got 24 points on the night. Not in the lineup right now. Probably resting that hot hand as we've got a whistle and a foul away from the ball. Fouls against number 10 for South Suburban. That's Anthony Strickland, who's got 2 points tonight. South Suburban 25-5 record. Triton College 24-8. Winner of this game will continue on to the national tournament in Danville, Illinois, as that one is swatted away. And here comes Strickland on the gallop, looks up the floor to Brown. Brown back to Strickland, and he's going to reset things.
South Suburban's in a great position right now, up 19. They can really take their time against the zone. There's no rush, getting good shots, which they have all night.
Brown with it, finds Strickland near side. Down into the corner is McLean. A whistle and a foul on number 31, Chad McDowell. Shot of Jalen Brown you saw just then. Off the glass, no good. Put back, no good. And here come the Trojans. Trojans had taken the lead after losing it earlier in the first half, but it's been all South Suburban. Deadly attack from the land of 3. As we've got a whistle and another foul, and that's going to send one of the Trojans to the line. It's number 21, Devontae Taylor. Devontae's got 2 points this evening, averages 10 for the season. You look at the season averages for some of these scores, it's a pretty balanced attack. Nobody really running away from the pack in terms of scoring on the Trojan team.
Absolutely, that was a great move. It was great patience on the inside with the up and under, and then able to stay kind of court awareness-wise to spin all the way around and draw the foul.
Devontae's first opportunity from the line tonight, early in the second half, is no good. Flings the next one from the forehead, backspin bottom, and it is good. Devontae Taylor with 3 points.
Something different here. We see kind of Troy trying to extend it a little bit. It looks like a little 1-2-2, trying to put South Suburban on their heels, change up the flow of the offense a little bit.
Hanging and putting it up off the glass is Jalen Brown. He's got 17 points. Catching up with Antonio Levy, who's still not in the lineup. He's got 24. Really, I think one of the other interesting things when you get to these postseason games is you start to see all the other college coaches in the audience, both recruiting and scouting for whom they may run into in the next leg of the tournament.
Being a player, it's a great block, high off the glass. I know being a player with the college coaches here, it's exciting. I mean, it's an opportunity that they want to perform well to maybe play at that next level.
A lot of back and forth action here. Up in the air, that shot no good. Levy is back in the lineup. As it is Boyd with it now. Back to the near side, Jalen Brown. 17 points on the night. Marius Hopkins. Things slowing down now as Boyd's got it, flings it far side right in front of his own bench. Brown away now near side, 5 on the shot clock, time dwindling, hanging, shooting, scores!
Tough shot.
Wow, 24 there. Boyd for South Suburban, he was inside, Lavelle Boyd that is, and he's the guy with the pep crowd right here in front of us.
South Suburban is doing a great job at attacking the zone and being able to kind of put pressure on the zone instead of just swinging it around from the top to the wing to the top, which really all it does is waste the shot clock. They're doing a great job of attacking that zone.
This timeout brought to you by Jersey Mike's, one of the fine sponsors that we have here this evening, taking care of the crew. They delivered lunch earlier this afternoon. They delivered dinner later on in the night. We certainly appreciate all the fine folks at Jersey Mike's making you those deli sandwiches fresh. I like mine Mike's way, as we see the Jersey Mike's replay right here as Boyd hangs. And you'll see it drain right here. He was just inside the arc, so 55-33. A comfortable lead for South Suburban. Wonder what's going through that young man's mind right there. His team trailing by 22 points. Winner take all. Winner moves on to Danville, Illinois to the NJCAA Division II National Championship Tournament. Loser goes home.
With really, to both of these teams, it's even a great accomplishment to get to this level as a regional game when the lights are the brightest, to compete at this level. A lot of teams dream just to be here, and then to go on to the next level of the championship games is even more exciting for these kids.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier in the day in some of the women's games that we were doing. You get to this point, you get older and you start coaching, as I'm sure you're going to find out. You go an entire coaching career and theoretically never get to this position, and it's unfair in a lot of ways, but it's just the way it goes. In junior college, particularly tough because you've got to recruit. As that one drops and falls for Donovan Smith, he's got 4, but at the junior college level, you've got to recruit your players. You got to keep your players healthy and eligible. And then if you want to build any kind of a reputation, you've got to place your players at a 4-year.
Absolutely. And for the coaches, it's a very tough task of just being at the higher level. You have all the academic advisors, the training centers, and the trainers and doctors on hand. And at this level, sometimes you don't have all that support, so it's really on the kid and the 3 or 4 assistant coaches to take care of all the kids from on the floor to school to back to the court.
Yeah, it's a lot of legwork for not a whole lot of money, that's for sure. As that hook doesn't fall, excuse me, but as you said, Division I level, you're living on campus, or if you're off campus, you're very near where you're supposed to be. All these players venture to guess if they're living in apartments off of campus, or they're probably commuters still living at home. And there's a lot of decisions that these players need to make. I don't want to go to class today. Should I drive all the way there? It's the easy thing to do, and a lot of guys fall into that.
And you don't have people checking up to make sure you went to class, and if you didn't go to class, this is what happens. So it's actually, for these kids, it's a great learning experience that they kind of have to hold themselves accountable and hold their teammates accountable.
Whistle and a foul away from the ball. And that foul goes against number 34, Marius Hopkins. A little extracurricular pushing and shoving, high energy game. You'd expect some of those things to happen. Safety valve pass goes out to 55, Isaiah Grace. Now back into the hands of Bean for 3, and he hits it. Bean's got 10. That's his second three-pointer of the night.
Detroit's kind of cutting this lead slowly. He's got to keep getting stops. We see that kind of switching to man-to-man here. Once again, just trying to throw South Suburban off the kind of flow they got going on.
Nice putback goes off the glass, and it's in. And that's Antonio Levy with points 25 and 26. Norton hanging, and he is fouled. And that's going to send Nick Norton to the line. He had 11 points in the first half, 5 of which were from the free throw line, a line of which he is flawless from tonight. Chance to see the replay here in the putback as big number 55, Isaiah Grace, has to hang on the rim to avoid a collision. First one away by Nick Norton is good. He's got 12 points. And he is flawless from the free throw line and even 6 for 6. Next one away is good. He's got 13 points tonight. 7 for 7 from the line.
So we had a lane violation there on South Suburban, but cancels out with the made free throw.
All right, 57-40, 15-10, running clock right to left. Here comes South Suburban again. And another whistle and stoppage of play. It was a pretty quick first half. Things have slowed down a little bit with some of these whistles here.
I think if you look at the foul count too, Ben, we got 6-2 already, about 5 minutes into the game. So you kind of tell the refs are trying to tighten that hand check rule that we've been speaking about today.
And we know basketball is one of those games where you can get down to the final 2 or 3 minutes, both teams in the bonus. It can take half hour, 45 minutes to finish those just few game moments that are up on the scoreboard. As South Suburban slows down things here and resets. Coach John Pagatti barking orders from the bench to his guys. Underneath, Brown is fouled, and that ball nearly ends up on the track. We're going to take a look at the replay of the near steal here just a second ago. You see people running backwards, and now we're going to run it forwards again.
He did a great job of coming to the ball, which didn't allow the defender to get on the inside of him and cause a turnover with a wide open break.
All the way into the lane, hanging off the glass, and fouled is number 24, Daryl Howell, the 6'1" freshman guard from Peoria Manual. Looking at some of the places that some of these players are from, and had some women's players that had come from different parts of the country as we see the Wise Guys replay here. First free throw away for Howell is good. Chad McDowell is from Louisville, Kentucky, one of the players on the Triton roster. And on the South Suburban roster, they don't have just the high schools listed, not the areas that they're from, as Howell's second free throw is good. He's got 5 tonight. Lead cut to 16 points. As we said, it's interesting to see how the teams react out of the halftime locker room. Triton has upped the game a little bit. They had the lead earlier in the first half, and they're trying to chip away, as you said.
It would have been very easy for Troy to kind of pack their bags and say, hey, down a bunch, where they kind of fought back a little bit. South Suburban, I mean, they're shooting lights out. I would love to see the percentage on those threes for them.
Anthony Strickland connecting on that one. Going in the lane is Bean. The putback dunk attempt, no good. And back in transition, a 3-on-2, taking himself high off the glass. Will it go? It won't. But fouled on his way to the rim is Antonio Levy, and he is going to head to the line. Going to take a look at the replay here on the other end of the floor and watch this big putback as big number 55, Grace, tries to save that one, but nothing doing that time. 3-point field goal average for South Suburban, Cully, is 34.6%. And your best shooter 3-point wise is Antonio Levy. Guess what? Almost 40%.
That's about right. I would like to put some money on they probably shooting, I think, high 70s, 3-point wise tonight.
Oh yeah, tonight they've got to be. Hasn't been a whole lot of misses, that's for sure. First one for Levy is good. He's got 27 tonight. Substitution, number 5 comes in.
Looks
Washington.
like Levy's having some cramping issues.
Who's on right now?
You see the foul, and Levy end up on the floor there, and this is the Jersey Mike sub replay. And Levy leaves that one a little bit short. You said cramping up a little bit. That could be a hydration issue. It looks like he's got a sub waiting in the wings. Yeah, it looks like his quad is bothering.
Good thing for Levy is we do have one of the best trainers around here tonight for him.
That's right, we got a chance as Howell hangs up there and sinks that one. We had a chance to talk to Alicia Mikulski, the life-saving trainer who saved one of the men's basketball players from Elgin Community College earlier this season in a game against Oakton Community College. And there you get a chance to take a look at Levy and Alicia down there working on him. Looks like one of the calves maybe cramping up a little bit. With the lead that South Suburban has, you got to wonder what kind of a decision John Pagatti and crew are going to make. With preservation, you got to have your best player and your hottest shooter available for the national tournament, no doubt about that.
Exactly, especially with a comfortable lead. You really got to be thinking, is it really worth it? You know, at what point to really get it back in?
The season is definitely a grind, no question about that. A lot of workouts as we see Antonio Levy, the sophomore from Thornton High School, getting attended to during this timeout. But the season's a grind. What type of things did you find yourself having to do to just, I mean, were there games where you're out there and you're always sore and you just kind of play through it? I mean, were there games where you felt great? How does that all work with health preservation?
Absolutely. I think the people who've played at the highest level, and I was fortunate enough to play University of Iowa, it's a grind every single day, practice, games. And the key is, even for high school kids who might be watching tonight, is taking care of your body, getting enough rest, and doing what the trainer said, ice baths. And I was fortunate enough, when I was at Iowa, to have a great trainer named John Streif. Is still one of my best friends today, that trainers know what they're talking about, and it's really important to listen to them.
These last few years, you've heard athletes talk about the importance of nutrition. A lot of the old school people maybe not buy into that, but that's certainly something that people talk about a lot. If you're not, it's kind of the garbage in, garbage out theory.
Yep, absolutely. And I think someone who does that really well, especially for young kids who are looking for role models, LeBron James. He's a very big stickler on hydration and nutrition and taking care of his body, which allows him to come out night after night after night on that NBA grind.
Yeah, that guy's a beast. And I like that mask he was wearing last week. Not only
right?
he's already a beast, but now he's a scary one.
Yeah, now he's Batman, he said.
Left to right, here we go. Paul Bean's gonna take it with the left, switches back to the right, finds 55 in Isaiah Grace. As he takes it in, and he's in the scoring column for the first time tonight, believe it or not.
Looks like we have a little official timeout here talking about some sportsmanship activities going on after the game.
Yeah, for us up here, as far as we are away from the court, we can see everything that happens, but we don't hear everything that's said. And I'm sure you've heard some interesting things out there on the court, especially when you get in the big venues where that crowd noise can drown out a lot of what people can hear. I'm sure there's some interesting language going on.
Absolutely. I don't know if I've heard words from players or fans, especially at those big arenas where the students are right on top of you. But at the end of the day, it's all fun, and it's an experience that I'm glad to say I was doing.
Most intimidating venue to play in, what was it for you?
I have to say Michigan State. It's kind of, their fans
for three, top of the key, nothing but the bottom of the net, it's good.
So most of the fans, when you're at the highest level, you warm up about 2 hours before the game, you're in the arena doing your routine, and most fans aren't allowed into about an hour. Michigan State, it was packed 2 hours before the game, before we even got there, which is something that is different. But it's a great environment, and when you can't hear yourself think, and you got to have hand motions for plays, I mean, that's when it's fun.
That's how I go through most of my days. I can't hear myself.
Exactly.
So you think that might be a by design, Coach Izzo, fill up the stadium while the other team is in here getting ready?
I definitely think it's not by accident.
See, these are the stories that we like to hear. Some of the inside folklore that goes on Big Ten basketball and some of the other places that you've been. Is number 44, Javante Hazlitt, sinks that one. That's his first basket of the night. Dribbling in off the glass, the shot doesn't go. And picking up the foul is going to send Howell to the line. It's Daryl Howell, 6'1" freshman. Get a chance to see the replay here. The nice, strong effort, hanging. Tried to switch hands up there and just couldn't get it to drop. But the Trojans going to go back to the line as they trail by 21.
For the Trojans, the next 11 minutes, they're just going to have to be in attack mode the whole time to kind of try to cut into this deficit and obviously get some stops on the other end.
First one by Howell is good. Second one on the way is also good. He's got 9 points tonight, 6 in this half. Another substitution for Triton as number 15, Rodrigo Neva from Berwyn, checks in. So that's the first time we've seen Neva tonight. And another quick whistle. And a foul. So 11:55 left here in the game. Winner goes to Danville National Tournament. As you see Paul Bean there pleading his case on the Wise Guys replay. All the way through, no look bounce pass, getting both men to commit. Up in the air, shot off the glass is no good. The putback also no good. And the rebound taken down by Washington. Here we go, left to right. As you said, Cully, Trojans got to get something going. Just 11.5 minutes left in this one. Beam for three, off the back part, no good. Rebound controlled by the Bulldogs. Neva nearly knocked it out of the hand, and an offensive foul against number 24, Boyd for South Suburban. What'd you see there, Coley?
I did not see the elbow, I have to be honest. I thought it was a little bit of a flop, and he kind of moved in the dribbler's way in the path of motion as we have it here. I didn't see the arm extend. So replay kind of shows. Get a closer look here.
Hard to say.
I think it was a good acting job.
Hard to say. They talk about that flop a lot in the NBA.
Exactly. NBA, you can get fined. College, they don't have that luxury just yet.
Bean through traffic, and he puts it off the glass, and it's good. Bean's got 7 this half, 12 for the game. Coming across half court. Hazlitt kicks it back out. South Suburban going to rethink things and set up the offense. 25 on the shot clock. No shot clock violations tonight. How big of a transition was that for you from high school to college?
Yeah, I was at Schaumburg High School with Bob Williams, and I've had the luxury of, we kind of got up and down, and he kind of turned me loose. If he's listening right now, he'll kill me, but he kind of turned me loose, and I was kind of able to run things, and we were pretty successful at it, I would say, over 2 years. But coming into college, it's such a different dimension of, especially being a point guard, that shot clock is your best friend or your greatest enemy, and you really got to, calling out plays, make sure guys in the right spot, and watching the shot clock.
Shot just inside the free throw line by Corbin McLean. It's good. He's got 3 points tonight.
South Suburban does a great job of sharing the ball with each other.
8 different players in the scoring column for those guys. Kicking it out down into the corner. Jump ball, Arrow says it's going to stay on the right side of the floor. Schaumburg High School, some great athletic teams. I want to say they were state champions 2000, 2001, right?
Yep. Yeah, I believe so, right in that area. And people ask me today, what's your best memory about college? High school was my best memory of basketball. It was by far the fans, and it was just a blast.
Support of those big fan sections in high school, in the smaller buildings,
exactly.
It can be loud.
Absolutely. And you're able to have a relationship with the fans. And college is kind of taken away by the security that you're kind of put into.
Howell lays that one off the glass. He's got 8 points this half, 11 for the game. Levy is checked back in, having that calf tended to. Looks like he's moving around all right. Ball gets away, and it scoots out of bounds. 68-51, South Suburban Bulldogs still with the lead. Triton did have the lead earlier in the first half, but it has been all South Suburban with a barrage of 3-pointers. Good ball movement. As you said, Cully, they do a pretty good job of spreading the ball around.
Absolutely, they really do. And that just goes back to the coach being very high on team guy, and not one person's going to win at this level.
There's Levy inside the arc, flings it away. It's no good off the back part. A lot of good jockeying for position underneath the basket. Goes out of bounds, and it's going to come back the other way, left to right, as we see big number 40, Gary Evans Jr., who has checked into the game for the Bulldogs. Another whistle, and we're going to reset things here as Bean has got it. Dribbles with the left, gets into the lane, no-look pass. Tried to get it over to Donovan Smith, couldn't handle it. Bean ends up with it again in the corner. Three-pointer, and it's good. That's his second three-point field goal of the half. They're going to need some more of those to climb back into this one, but they keep chipping away at the lead.
Absolutely, we're going to need a lot of those in a hurry as 9 minutes is approaching here. And we kind of see South Suburban starting to slow down. Kind of being more methodical with it, as rightfully they should with this lead.
That one is swatted away, but fouled, as it looks like Isaiah Washington, or excuse me, that's Tyree Washington, who's going to be guilty of the foul. 6'7" freshman out of Chicago Phillips. That's Wendell Phillips. Covered that team in the Elgin Holiday High School tournament, which, Cully, as you know, 39 years, and next year is no more. They've decided not to run that Elgin Holiday High School basketball tournament.
Really?
No, couldn't quite make it. They cited financial reasons for that, and
wow,
crowds have dwindled, and some of the better teams are going elsewhere. Yep.
It's 39 years is a long time for any tournament to even be around.
That's a good run. hands of Bean again. Back to him, Bean for three off the back part, no good. A lot of tipping, we talked about that length. South Suburban able to come up with it though.
South Suburban's guards do a great job of what I call rebounding down. Not cherry picking is what most guards like to do even in high school, but they're in there helping the big guys rebound, and that's a great advantage for them.
It's one of those situations where you work hard, you're going to get your opportunities no matter what, and as you said, cherry picking, yeah, you're going to get some easy buckets, but when everybody's crashing the boards, you're going to end up with more possessions, and hopefully with more possessions, you're going to end up with more points and more opportunities.
Absolutely, and at the end of the day, this game's all about winning.
You know, we've seen in national press a couple of times the Grinnell offense get the crazy scoring totals. Essentially, the team picks one guy that's going to get to take all the shots. What are your thoughts on those special offenses designed like that?
I don't know. I'm not a fan. I've never played in that system. I'm sure it's fun for that one person.
Right.
But how about the rest of the team? What are they getting out of that? What are they learning? Let alone becoming a better player. How is that developing their game?
Norton misses his first free throw of the night, connects on the first of two. 15-point advantage for South Suburban. And we've had the chance to talk about a lot of different things tonight. Ben Erickson alongside Cully Payne right here on highschoolcube.com. As we said, you and your brother, both Division I basketball players. Little sister, I think I heard, is just finishing up her college career. Do I have that right?
Yep, she is, school-wise, she's done, but she has one more year of eligibility, so she's on the teetering, but I think she's going to play again, and I hope she does. She's down in Eastern Illinois, and they got new coaches there, and the coaches seem great. She really enjoys them, so I think it's a great situation.
Basketball through and through with your family, no question about it. A little bit of back and forth. Things get reset with Anthony Strickland, who's got 7 points tonight. Dishes off to Levy. To Stevens. Back to Levy for three. It's good. Almost a 40% shooter from the land of three. And he is way better than that tonight.
He's got 31. He's got 31 on the night over here, and we still got 6 minutes left. As we kind of talked about earlier, Ben, the cream rises to the top here with these big games where the lights are on the brightest.
Donovan Smith connects for the Trojans on that one, and said it best. You've got a guy that averages 20 points tonight, and he is up over 30, connecting on a handful of threes. As Levy gets in, penetrates, tries to spin it off the glass. That shot is no good, and here come the Trojans. Nick Norton with it, has it taken away. Great defensive effort there by Stevens, as he's going to go coast to coast and then loft it underneath the basket, nearly taking out one of the camera people sitting down there by the Spartan sign.
That's one of those plays that up this much with this time, you got to bring it out. You got to really kind of think that one through as you got that break, but you got to weigh your odds in that one. I'm sure coach will let him know about that in film tomorrow.
An all high school crew here tonight, aside from us and our producer-director. Nice move inside, and the putback is good by number 55, Isaiah Grace. He's been waiting to do that all night.
Yes, yeah, he's been fired up about that one right there.
See what kind of momentum that creates for Triton. Levy's got it, gives it over to his partner in crime, Jalen Brown, who connects on a three, and he's got 20 points tonight. Just when the Trojans find a little bit of momentum, South Suburban flings up another three. Here's Norton for three off the back part, no good. And Triton unable to answer, 76-59, just 5.5 minutes left in the game. I gotta think if South Suburban hangs on to win this one, this Lavelle Pep Boyd crew in front of us is gonna go nuts. Hanging, nearly putting it back up. Trojans have it again. There's Isaiah Grace, 6 points all in the second half as he puts it up with the left hand. Lead is back to 15 after that 2-point bucket.
For the Trojans to climb back in this one, they're really gonna have to focus on getting stops. Stops is gonna be the key And now that that foul was committed, now South Suburban's in the bonus, which with a good guard play from the three main guards, it's going to be tough.
And it is. Grace tried to get in there and bumped that one away. Contact made, and the foul is going to send number 10, Anthony Strickland, the 6-foot guard out of Auburn High School. I believe that is up in the Rockford area. Rockford, Auburn. And Strickland, the southpaw, is going to let it fly from the shoulder. It's good. Let's take a look at one of our camera people nearly getting taken out. This ball ought to come right at you. There it was. You see both players looking right at the camera there. Careful, fellas. That's expensive stuff down there as Anthony Strickland puts that second shot away. He is flawless from the line tonight.
What's really been noticeable is every time Detroit makes a run, South Suburban answers.
There's one of those hand check fouls that we talked about. 78-61, 4:41 remain here in the rest of the game. Thanks for joining us on highschoolcube.com. All this Region 4 action coming your way from Elgin Community College. Athletic Director Ken Payne and both athletic coordinators Bill Angelo and Jerry McLaughlin helping out in the last 2 days with our crew, getting us set up and ready to go as Bean connects on his first free throw. He's had a pretty good second half here. 12 points. 11 points, now make it 12. Had 5 in the first half. And a full timeout called. And that's going to give us a chance to tell you about all the sponsors that we've had here throughout this Region 4 tournament. Wise Guys Pizza in South Elgin. They've got half-price pizzas on Monday, and again, dining in on Thursday. I'mAWiseGuy.com. Check them out online. Give them a call, 742-0222. Located in South Elgin on Randall Road. Who else do we have down there sponsor-wise? Some of the crew here, all high school students here. Cully, some of these kids working tonight are freshmen in high school, 14 years old.
Wow, they've done just from my experience here, they've done a great job. Haven't had, I think I've been the biggest problem today. No problems from the cameras.
Yeah, you've been great, man.
It's just me.
We've had to walk down memory lane. We saw you sink the big shot 3/4 of the way down the court. We saw little brother slam one home. And now we see us up here. Yeah, look at us here. Special thanks to Ken Payne, Dad, for setting us up. It's pretty comfy up here.
Yeah. My dad's got us up nice and tight quarters up here in the ECC bleachers. Well, what a beautiful arena they have here.
Yeah, this is nice.
Especially for a junior college. And those campuses are one of the top campuses around.
I'll tell you what, as loud as it's been in here, I mean, there's not a whole lot of fans. I would like to see what this place would be like jam-packed. It's got to be crazy.
Absolutely. I think about two or 3 years ago, they had a high school girls, was it super sectional, I want to say?
Yeah, it was like a sectional or super, I think they had.
And it was packed and it was loud. It's really a great place to play, great environment.
Talk about that quite a bit when we do our high school broadcast. It's hear that foul made. We talk about in our high school broadcast all the different demands on high school students' times now. It's not like it was 15, 20 years ago where you might walk into a high school gym on a Friday, Saturday night and the place is packed because that was the thing to do. Now it seems like a lot of kids have to work. You know, they want to drive. And as expensive as everything is, I think that takes away a lot of times from the potential high school fans that you'll see out here. And junior college got to be even tougher when everybody's more or less a commuter and just kind of, you know, a lot of people that are going back to school for the second time to advance at work, but hard to get the fans to come out sometimes.
And I think just from my experience, I was at the Lions Township Conant game, or Hoffman game, just last Wednesday, and there was barely any fans there. I was just shocked for our first regional game. Just in 2009 when I was there, I mean, it was sold out, packed, and some of the best environments basketball could ever be played in.
Yeah, it seems to be a sign of the times. I know some of my most memorable games having gone to Larkin High School, which is a relatively small gym, but the bleachers seem like they go from floor to ceiling.
Yep.
When that place was packed, I mean, that had to be severely intimidating. And then on the other side of Elgin, you've got Chesbrough Fieldhouse, a place that can seat well over 1,000. When that place was packed, man, those were some great games, but you can still feel the energy here tonight at the event center. You got the Boyds down here in front of us. Like I said, if South Suburban hangs on to win this one, which it looked like they probably will, we're going to have a pretty fantastic finish down on the floor from players and fans alike. 80-63, 23-point advantage. Both teams in the bonus, as you said, Cully. Thanks for being aboard, man. Your maiden voyage here tonight.
This was
pretty
the first
good.
one.
See some of the physicality down there as Strickland is going to go to the line. The lefty lets it fly.
Yeah, I know it's been a great experience, and I appreciate it, Ben, for the opportunity to do this. It's something different I've never done before, but I'm glad I haven't ruined it for too many people here listening tonight.
I think you're going to be okay. You know, the cool thing about highschoolcube.com, Cully, is now you can go home and you can make highlight clips of you taking the game apart, or maybe some of the nice shots that we've seen down there as Strickland makes the next free throw. But man, back when I was in high school almost 20 years ago, the internet was still in its infancy.
Yep.
Now people have the ability to make their own highlight reels, and I gotta imagine for guys that are playing, that's an automatic recruiting video that you can make at home.
Absolutely, that's such a great opportunity, and I think making people aware of that is so, it's so huge that with the high school game, with the Cube, I know just my grandparents wise, they watched my little brother when he was in high school all the time. It's such an amazing experience to be able to watch games.
Yeah, I know that that same regional tournament that you were talking about, which took place at South Elgin High School, we were able to put that on the Cube. We were getting emails from around the country from family members from different players, which was, people say hello from Ohio, and we had some people in Arizona as that. It was actually Allentown, Pennsylvania, which prompted me to sing the Billy Joel song, which nobody enjoyed whatsoever.
That's really great, because high school basketball, unless you're there, you can't see it. There's no other really option. This is especially for grandparents and families and loved ones throughout the world and country.
How cool is it that grandma and grandpa can get on the internet, for crying out loud?
Yeah, I know, it's scary sometimes.
I think of my own grandpa who does not get on the internet. He's 92. Think about in one's lifetime how far technology is coming.
From smartphones to flip phones to texting not even being cool to what it is now. It is another 3.
Levy making it look all too easy, but technology, highschoolcube.com, you can watch on your mobile device, as you said, smartphone, iPad. And we've had people, I think one of the neat things sometimes is you get out to the games and you can watch people in the bleachers in front of you. Actually, it's a weird thing. I mean, the game's going on live right in front of them, and you'd like to think that they were watching to listen to us talk, but
absolutely,
it's one of those cool things, man.
It really is.
People can watch it as it happens live, and there's a little bit of a delay on the internet, sometimes 8 to 20 seconds. We can only assume that these two fellas on our screen are watching us. How's it going, fellas? You'll hear me say that in about 10 seconds with the delay. As the second Bean free throw is good. Putting together a pretty good half. 14 points for Paul Bean, the 6-foot sophomore, as he steals it away and has a nice lay-in. Bean with 18 now. Still a 20-point advantage. And should anything miraculous happen, it looks like South Suburban, Cully, is going to come away with this one.
South Suburban's getting a little lackadaisical. He's trying to turn it up a little bit, but with 2 minutes left, it's going to be tough.
Bean puts it off the glass, and it is good, and that prompts a timeout. And it's just an 18-point advantage with 2:24 left. Let's take a look at some of these other fine sponsors that we've had tonight. Country Donuts has been on the scoreboard all night. There's Wise Guys Pizza again. Colonial Cafe has been generous in taking care of our crew tonight. You see they've got several Fox Valley locations, Algonquin, Aurora, Crystal Lake, Elgin, Naperville, and both sides of St. Charles, east and west. Jersey Mike's, our title sponsor. A couple of locations, one in South Elgin, that's the one that we go to all the time, and they have taken care of the crew tonight. They're right next to McDonald's, fresh deli sandwiches, and Wingstop. What a nice place that is. And there's a kid that I know, that's my son Matthew down there. The basketball team, the men's basketball team here at Elgin Community College adopted Matthew. I thought for sure we were going to get to sign a letter of intent and make him the youngest freshman in the nation, but we still haven't seen the paperwork.
Hey, we still have time. I'll talk to the athletic director as soon as I get home here.
Yeah, if you can do that, that'd be great. But that's my son Matthew. He's spending time with a couple of the women's players here at Elgin Community College, and he celebrated a milestone birthday, 2 years old in December. He is a brain cancer survivor.
It's unbelievable. It really is amazing. And to this day, it still gives me chills hearing about how much he fights every single day, how blessed we are we have technology, as we were talking about earlier, to help him every single day.
I found out that he had a brain tumor before he was even born. So talk about technology. It's probably what saved his life. So
So where do they go through now? What's the next step?
Next step for Matthew, he's been chemo-free for about a year and a half, and he just goes for regular checkups, MRIs. And
that's awesome. Congratulations.
It's going the right direction. So yeah, it's been awesome. Norton tries to lay it in. He's fouled. 2:18 left. 87-69, 18-point advantage for South Suburban. And sitting on that bench, Cully, thinking, man, in another couple of minutes, we are probably headed to the national tournament. That's got to be an exciting feeling.
Absolutely, and I think that excitement is just built up over there. You can kind of all sitting there just waiting. The score is pretty safe for them to say that they're going to be heading to the national championship down in Danville.
South Suburban brings it across half court. That's Stevens. Where's number 32, who is fouled, and in the bonus, he's going to go to the line with 2:12 remaining. Stevens has got 10 points tonight. He's 4 for 4 from the line. And we are waiting for that Lavelle, Pep, Boyd group, which you see right there. We can go a little bit wider. You'll see the rest of them. They have been a fun bunch to watch as Stevens drains his 5th free throw. A lot of good fun out here at the event center at Elgin Community College. Coming your way here on highschoolcube.com. Our all high school crew, special thanks to producer, director extraordinaire, Mario Calero, who we have on loan from an NBC affiliate downstate, as that three-pointer is no good by Bean. The putback by Norton, no good. A whistle and a foul from behind. Looks like it's Hazlitt, Javante Hazlitt, the 6'6", 200-pound sophomore, guilty of that foul.
Now's the point of the game that we're going to start seeing the guys who put in all the time in practice, who doesn't get the chance during normal games when it's close, and for an opportunity for them to play and for the starters to kind of sit back and support those guys. I always thought was a very cool experience to be part of.
Donovan Smith's first free throw attempt is no good. He is 1 for 2 on the night from the line. As we are just past 9:15 Central Time here in Elgin, Illinois at Elgin Community College. Ooh, going down hard and hitting his head. That might be, I don't know if that's Levy. I couldn't quite see the numbers as that player crashed to the floor. It was number 32. Johnny Stevens, 6'4" forward, went down. You can see he hit the back of his head pretty hard. I'm guessing he's gonna visit the trainer at some point, but it looks like he's gonna stay. He is off on his way to the bench right there. We'll see. I know he hit his head pretty hard. And this is where we start to get the bonus whistles, Cully, where that last couple of minutes of a basketball game can, if you're on the wrong side of it, last an eternity.
Yeah, absolutely. For some of these guys, you can see the frustration starting to build up, and it's tough. It is. I mean, it's tough to work so hard to get to such a point and then not have that kind of go the way that Troyton wanted at all today. But I think you just still got to stay humble with it and learn and keep moving on.
Strickland gets to the line. Must have been some sort of a technical foul or player control foul or something down there. Yeah, it looks like you might be right, technical foul. And as we said, we can see everything that goes on, but we can't hear everything that goes on. As many microphones as want to spread out down there on the floor, as that next one by Strickland is no good. And his flawlessness, if that's even a word, from the line ends with that miss. start getting late in the night, Cully, you start making up words.
Yeah, exactly. So we're starting. I know you've been here for about 24 hours straight, and I got here at 4 o'clock, and I haven't seen light since.
That three-point attempt there by Donovan Smith is no good, and a foul. So 90-71. You see on the Wise Guys replay here some of the frustration on the face of Triton's head coach Steve Christensen, who's in his 9th season. Like you said, Cully, it's not just the players that put in a lot of time, the coaches, man. Coaches put in a ton of time, planning practice, recruiting, placing. I mean, it is a grind. At this level, you really got to love what you do because financially it doesn't make sense how much time you spend actually doing it.
You get to the next level financially, it's pretty rewarding to say the least.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Some of these guys' salary and the benefits that go along with it. You think about these coaches, they're not on TV every single day. This is a rare opportunity for them. And it just kind of just goes back to their moral and ethics to help and donate their time and love for the game, really.
And it is. Try to put together that resume piece that if you can chase it, try to get yourself to the next level as you said. And Levy, another free throw is good. He's got 34 points on the night, make it 35 as he bangs that next one away. Actually kind of surprised he's still in the game, to be honest with you.
Honestly, man, I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm surprised any of those guys are still in the game right now. With the next game coming up here probably sooner than later, kind of worried about injuries and rest and stuff at that point right now.
Offensive foul, looked like a nice left-handed shot there by Washington, but the official saw that he had pushed it away. As we are getting close to the finale of this one, and our crew getting ready to tear everything down as we see the Wise Guys Pizza. And lowered the shoulder. You see the Wise Guys Pizza replay right there. Great job by the crew tonight. Like I said, some freshman high school students working here, and I'll tell you what, every day I get jealous of the opportunities that some of these high school kids have. It's great to be able to facilitate it, but deep down I'm really jealous because that's the stuff we never had.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something that I never experienced, and have the opportunity to put this on a resume, especially if you want to go into the filming and the broadcasting, is unbelievable.
I'll tell you, the guy directing the game tonight, Mario Calero, goes to Western Illinois University and promptly applied for a production job at a NBC affiliate downstate, and before he'd even finished his first semester of college, got a job based on most of what he had done in high school in the video production program we have. So,
because not a lot of kids have that opportunity. I think it's a great opportunity that these kids are having and being able to run the whole show.
Wow, pretty good effort there by Daryl Howell as he went coast to coast and laid it off the glass. Triton doing a good job of not giving up and quitting, as we've got a whistle and a foul from behind on Paul Bean. So that's going to send number 10, Anthony Strickland, to the line on the bonus. As we stretch out a little bit here at the Event Center at Elgin Community College. Thanks for watching this Region 4 final game. Coming to you live, or if you're watching this later, on highschoolcube.com. The best in video streaming that we've found, certainly in the last 24 hours. As they are carrying this HD game for you tonight. Strickland's first free throw this trip is good on the 1-and-1. He's only missed once tonight from the free throw line. And he is 7 for 9 now.
These guards for South Suburban, you really got to tip your hat off to them. They were definitely the workhorse tonight, and they got the job done.
Putback dunk attempt, no good for Donovan Smith. And just 35 seconds left, about 1 second between game clock and shot clock. And Cully, South Suburban gonna sit on it. And this Lavelle Pep Boyd group in front of us is gonna go nuts here in about 18 seconds. South Suburban, 93 to 75.
Especially have fans here supporting like they are, to make that drive. It's just a great opportunity and great experience for these guys.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they started 5 sophomores. And the 5 sophomores are going to have an opportunity to go to the national tournament in Danville, Illinois, as
a little shot clock violation there by 0.5 seconds. I don't think anyone was aware of.
no, but it is just a formality now. Time expires as Bean lets one fly, and there they are, South Suburban. The Bulldogs are going to Danville. Region 4 champions here at Elgin Community College, Division II, District B, wherever they came from, they are champions here tonight. And they're going to play for what they hope is a national championship and an opportunity to bring home some serious hardware. Tell you what, let's take a quick break. When we come back, the totals, some awards, and we'll be out of here on highschoolcube.com in just a moment. And we're back in the post-game here. The Triton Trojans lose to South Suburban 93-75. It's going to be the South Suburban Bulldogs advancing to the national tournament in Danville, Illinois. Let's update you on how the scoring went. First for the Triton College Trojans, whose season ends here tonight at Elgin Community College. And Cully, see some of the players coming off the floor, and it goes to that old adage, the joy of victory, the agony of defeat.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately for the Trojans, the end of the road came here on March 8th at Elgin Community College. Scoring for those guys, Donovan Smith had 7. Paul Bean led his team with 23. Nick Norton with 17. Unofficially, these point totals. Devontae Taylor had 3. Isaiah Grace was 6. And it is Daryl Howell with 13. And Tyree Washington had 4. And now for the victorious South Suburban Bulldogs, leading all scorers tonight, Antonio Levy with 34 points. Had 13. Corbin McLean, had 3. Marius Hopkins with 6. Jalen Brown with 20. You said it earlier, they certainly do spread out the scoring. It was Lavelle Boyd with 2 points, the huge cheering section in front of us. Johnny Stevens, who hit a pair of 3-point field goals, had 12. And finally, number 44, Javante Hazlitt, 6'6" sophomore, rounded out the scoring with 2 points. So South Suburban had a 47-30 lead at the half. They would not relinquish that lead, and Cully, they win it by that final score of 93-75. I think out of the 4 men's teams we saw here today, South Suburban had the most balance, and I think they'd be my pick to click heading down to the national tournament in Danville.
Definitely. I mean, I think from the 3 teams, including South Suburban 4, that we saw tonight, they are by far the most talented, especially guard-wise, inside out, creating, being very. Coach has got a great rein on the guys, and they're very precise with plays, and that's just something that you put all that talent and discipline together, and you find something that you win by this much in a big game like this, where the teams are almost even to make it to this point.
Well, you had said it with, we had only seen about 90 seconds of the game. You had already noticed the guard play, and had pointed out that that was probably going to be, the thing that South Suburban was going to go to. Triton had the bigger team. They are younger, South Suburban, though, starting those 5 sophomores. And Cully, it was Triton that just couldn't figure out a way to stop them. They go into the zone. South Suburban would go off with the 3-point field goals. They try to shake it up a little bit, and then the guards would penetrate. So definitely guard play was the difference in this one.
Definitely. Guard play was definitely the difference, and you're exactly right. No matter, they try to press them a little bit, the guards dribbled through the zone. They shot the ball extremely well tonight. The percentages, I'm sure, in the 50s and 60s and 70s, I would even go as far as saying. And then just defensively, South Suburban defended extremely well. And with 93 points, you're not going to lose too many games scoring 93 points.
Yeah, it's well above their season average, which is down in the low 80s. We're seeing some of the awards. Anthony Strickland gets one of the tournament awards, as does, actually I think we're seeing the entire team now, the roster come up. The special awards will be in just a moment, as we're seeing some of the post-game festivities down there for South Suburban, who, as we said, are going to be headed south for the NJCAA National Tournament. And there's Boyd. You hear the fans. He brought them out in mass. They've all got the t-shirts on, and they're dancing. Why not? They won. You see number 30, Corbin McLean, come off the bench there. So unless you have any final thoughts, I think we're going to make our way out of here on High School Cube. Cully, you did a great job. Your second game in your life being behind the microphone. Sometimes the microphone freaks people out. You did great.
So it's easier playing, but I love it. It's still around the game, and I had a great time, and I appreciate it, Ben.
Hey, here we go. There's the crew. Caroline Muller, Mario Calero behind the scenes. That's the setup right there, a whole production truck on that 8-foot table. Oh, look at Caroline, all embarrassed. And with that, we're gonna say so long. Repeating the final for Cully Payne, the cast and crew here. I'm Ben Erickson, South Suburban 93, Triton College 75. Thanks for joining us here on highschoolcube.com. NJCAA Region 4 action at Elgin Community College. So long, everybody.